our pass catchers. We've been talking about them all season long. We're going to talk about our main guy for a little bit more than we have, our guy Travis Kelce, right now. So DraftKings, this is the interesting thing. So DraftKings only has Kelce, MVS, and Jerick McKinnon. Of all of our pass catchers, the only ones they have on there for projected stats for the year. We're going to talk about the other ones who weren't listed, but we're going to go with the guys who they have listed right now. So Travis Kelce. So DraftKings Sportsbook has Travis Kelce having 1,150 and a half yards receiving. Do you think it goes over or under that?
1,100 yards. What did he have last year?
He had 1,338. He had 1,125 the year before.
He's going to be right around there, I would say.
So you're going over?
Over.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Over, under, they have 95 and a half receptions.
Over.
Damn. Yeah, 110 last year, 92 the year before.
Yeah.
And then touchdowns, they have him having 9.5 touchdowns this year. 12 last year, 9 the year before.
Oh, man. I say he'll probably have 10. Gonna give him
Yeah. That's I think it's a safe bet there with Kelce. Okay, so then the other receivers they have other pass catchers listed. MVS. They have MVS having 625 and a half yards receiving, over under, JD.
Ooh. 625?
He had 687 last year.
I give him over 6. Yeah, I give him over that. Yeah. Over.
Moving to receptions, they have him listed at 40 and a half receptions, over under, JD.
Over.
Yeah, 42 last year, so a little bit over that.
Yeah.
And then touchdowns wise, they have him having 3.5 touchdowns receiving, over under. He had 2 last year.
3.5?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Woo! So I'm thinking it passed on. Okay. Close to 40. Travis got 10 of them. All right. MVS over the 3. I think he's going to have about 4.
Wow.
I think MVS can be a machine. I'm giving 4 tubs. 4 tubs, babe. Let's go, MVS.
Okay, so and then the final pass catcher they just have Jerick McKinnon's receiving yards. They didn't put stats or touchdowns. But Jerick McKinnon, they have his receiving yards, 425 and a half receiving yards. Do you have it over or under?
Oh, dang. I was right around 400. Over. I have him at 440. I don't know why it popped out in my head, but I'm thinking 440.
He had 512 last year, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, he should. Might be a drop-off CEH. Like I said, we don't know, but yeah. Okay.
That's true. McKinnon came on hard once CEH got hurt. So, I don't think Pacheco is going to be a factor really much in the passing game. I think his role is pretty much what it is. But, CEH is going to be the difference there, I think, as far as that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so the guys who weren't listed, the ones who everyone's talking about, obviously, our guy Justyn Ross, Skyy Moore, and Rashee Rice. If you were to kind of put values on them, I mean, you have Mahomes having close to 5,000 yards passing, and he did it last year. That's the crazy thing. He did 5,000 yards last year with only having one guy have over 1,000 yards. Of the 3 there, what do you kind of have these guys? I mean, yesterday Veach said that Rice and Ross are going to be more situational package type guys and maybe could have an increased role at the end of the season. But for now, Rice and Ross will be situational guys. And if you were to kind of put where you think yards and receiving wise, receptions for Skyy Moore, Rice, and Ross, where would you have them?
I mean, I see Skyy Moore probably having somewhere about he had 500 or 600. That's what I'm looking at. Look, I think Skyy Moore is going to have a good year this year. I think he's going to have a big year. I know we've been talking about the Young Bucks and whatnot, but I think Skyy Moore, man, is going to be the guy for us. I really do. He's going to have a bigger role. I think he's got a better understanding about what, how he fits into what we do. So yeah, I think Skyy Moore is going to be around about 600 yards.
Yeah, and that's also another thing Brett Veach spoke about too. Not only did he talk about Rice and Ross, but he specifically mentioned Skyy Moore taking a big jump this year.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, he's. We had how many catches did we have MVS making?
You had him over 40 and a half catches.
Skyy Moore should be around about 50 catches, 56 to 58. He should be. He should. At least that. Okay, and I think he will.
Yeah, I mean that would be a huge jump compared to what he had last year. You know.
Yeah, but man, he's a guy now. He's you know. I know we're talking about Kadarius Toney and stuff like that, but I think Skyy Moore is going to be the guy that's he's going to get those little nickel and dimes. He'll catch one game, he'll catch 2. Next thing, he'll have 6. You know, one game. That's how it's going to work with him. So
Rice and Ross. I know we talked. I know you were a big Jody Fortson fan. It's on IR. He was the red zone guy. We talked about Ross potentially maybe filling some of that void. And they said situational packages. So it sounds like Ross might be the guy in the red zone. If you were to put a number on touchdowns for Ross, what would you give it this year? No.
2. I give him 2. 2 touchdowns, maybe 3. But I think if you bring him in when you go in the red zone, they're gonna be like, "Oh, he keying on this guy. Look, ball." Okay, so I don't know. So I'll say 2 touchdowns, 2 tubs.
And Rice, what do you think? Where do you think he's gonna kind of?
He's a young guy developing, man. Young guy, unless somebody gets hurt really in front of him. Your main guys is Kadarius Toney, Skyy Moore, MVS, Justyn Watson, because he's just a solid guy that they're gonna put in. And Richie James. Richie James is a guy like, he's another guy that's going. I'm telling you, he's going to perform really well in this offense. So let's not forget about him, man. So the young guys are going to get in for a couple of little things, but we're going to see what I like our cast of guys we got. I do. I like our wide receiver room.
Yeah, I love this wide receiver room more so than I have in a really long time. Like,
yeah,
man, because like even during the Tyreek Hill days, it was Tyreek, and then you had other Watkins, but then it kind of took a big drop off after those two. Whereas this one, everyone's so like talent level wise very similar, but you have so many of those guys who are very similar in talent wise. Whereas like before, it was top heavy, and then it took a drop off. This is so similar, so many like guys who could go off. I mean,
yeah,
deep. Hi everybody, thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.